please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely. Standing. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the
Pledge
flag
allegiance to the
of the
flag
United
of
States
the United States of America,
and to the republic
to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
and justice.
Thank you, Dr. K.
Yes.
Okay, I don't see anyone here. Is there anyone here to address the Personnel Commission? If not, then we will move on to item number 4, the approval of the minutes. Can I get a motion and a second to approve the meeting minutes of August 17th, 2021?
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes of August 17, 2021.
A second?
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 Anyone oppose? And motion carries 3-0. Okay, number 5, eligibility list. Ladies, did you get a chance to take a look at the eligibility list?
Yes.
Good.
Good.
Can I get a motion and a second, please?
Okay.
I move we approve the eligibility list for August 30th, for Executive Assistant 1, August 30, 2021.
A second?
It's been moved and seconded, and I will take the vote call. Gina,
Yes.
Ann,
Yes.
and that's a yes for me, so the motion carries 3-0. Moving on to item number 6, personnel order. Can I get a motion and a second to accept the personnel order for 2022-02, August 18th, 2021?
Okay. That's the 2002. Okay. I make a motion to approve personnel order 2022-02, dated August 18, 2021.
I second?
Ladies, are there any questions on this one or comments or discussion?
Not on this. Let's see. No, not that one.
No, I didn't have any questions on this one.
I didn't either. Okay, I'll take a vote call. Gina,
Yes.
Ann,
Yes.
and that's a yes for me, so the vote carries 3-0. Moving on to item 6B. Can I get a motion and a second to accept the
I
personnel
move
order?
we approve Personnel Order 2022-03, September 8th, 2021.
Second?
Was there any discussion or comments on this one?
I do have a comment and just a question. Most of these are just transfers from my observation. Is that correct?
Are you referring to a specific
Not
item?
a specific, well, looking at all the, for the 21-22, a lot of them have
Yes, D2
transfers.
D3.
Yes, okay,
D2 and D3, yes.
okay.
Starting
And
from
Yes,
D,
yes, yes, yes.
We're looking at 03, I think.
yeah, D1, D2, D3, those are all transfers.
Okay. Yeah, other than that, I just wanted to confirm that.
And I see that Dale Schaefer is back out of retirement.
Yes.
Is he with us for the rest of the school year?
It's an as needed
yeah.
extra assignment to assist maintenance. So it is valid for a full year. Being that he's a retiree, he cannot work more than 900 hours.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So he will work until we fill that position?
As needed to assist the department, yes.
Okay.
Oh, but are you planning to hire somebody for the position or just as needed?
Not yet.
Okay.
The position has not flown yet.
Okay,
It's not a vacancy as of today.
okay, thank you.
Is there anything else?
You
No, I
know,
don't have any further questions.
no, either. Me neither.
It just seems like there's a lot of hiring and a lot of movement.
Yes, a lot. A lot of
The
movement.
more it's coming.
Uh-huh,
The first months of the year are always like this.
right,
Well, I think seems like more than I've seen in the past,
right.
but it's not just this district. They're doing it all over.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take a vote call. Anne,
Yes,
Gina,
Yes.
and that's a yes for me. So the vote carries 3-0. Moving on to item number 7, under business matters. 7A, establishment and salary allocation of registered nurse classification.
So I can start with some background on this, as we presented it to our board about 2 weeks ago. About a month ago, we created the registered nurse as a certificated management position. That was basically to replace an employee. This one was created specifically, and it's more of a temporary basis. It was created because right now we have a shortage across the board on a lot of classified positions, but that also includes LVNs. So LVNs, we're having an extremely hard time hiring for this position. So the new person that came in to replace Nancy Rodriguez's position, she's been pushed out to sites right now and really doing her best to cover, but we're still short at one site. So in order to be more competitive with this position, we wanted to create a registered nurse position so that we can recruit qualified employees. Since the last 2 weeks when we presented it to the board, we have actually gotten 2 applicants for an LVN, which we're currently in the process of that. So we may not actually even need to fly this position, but we do want to have it ready to go just in case, because with COVID, we do need to make sure not only do we have a site nurse at all of our sites, but that we have a district nurse available to assist with just vaccines and the management of all of that. So that's why the position was created, to really just up it so that we can get someone qualified. And I think Juris can kind of talk more about the classified, about the salary.
So what we did is reach out to our surrounding districts and did a compensation study. And the one thing that we did, we tried to meet, based on our district's budget as well. So if you can see, the minimum annual salary that we are looking at is $78,180, which we are not going to have a problem hiring. It's the
I
last.
wouldn't think so.
Yeah, the last step though, in other districts go as far as like more than 10 steps. We only have 5 steps. And like what Dr. K is saying, this may be temporary in nature. So
Correct.
we're just hoping to be competitive out there as well.
Mhm.
Well, looking at that, we are very competitive.
Right.
We're going to get a lot of applicants.
Yeah, and I'll add one more thing too. Right now with the COVID one-time monies and the ESSER funds,
Mhm.
we have a bulk of money that the reason why the state issued these funds is because they knew coming back to schools, we're going to need a lot of additional resources. So that was one of the reasons why these are some of these temporary moves we're making. And our suggestion is that this goes into an unrepresented class, because it's not going to be a permanent position. If we even need it, we may not even end up needing it with the 2 current LVNs, but if we do, we want to make sure that it's more of a temporary basis because of the need right now.
Okay. So you want us to approve this just so that it's ready to go in case?
Exactly,
Correct, yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Do we need to approve it with a certain amount?
Yes, so what you're gonna do is approve the establishment of the classification of registered nurse and the salary allocation with
Mhm.
those proposed annual rates.
Okay.
So
I
is it
move we-
2, I'm sorry, Anne, is it 2 sets of
No.
approvals then, or is it just with one?
We lumped it together. We did, right? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
we
lumped
lumped it
together.
together just because it's for this one. It's a new
Okay.
classification. Mhm.
I move that we establish the position and the salary allocation of registered nurse classification as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any other question or discussion, ladies?
No. I have a question on, I feel it's extra necessary right now to have the registered nurse because like you say, with COVID, there's so many things that need to be done that we can't have our LVNs taking care of everything that they have to worry about, kids that just come in with a bloody nose. So does each school site have a a room where they take a child if for some reason they have some COVID symptoms?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good. Okay,
Yeah, it's like an isolation room, correct?
right, right.
That's correct what we call it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, this is a great
I'll
idea.
take the vote call. Anne,
Oh, yes.
Gina,
Yes.
and that's a yes for me. So the motion carries 3-0. And we'll move on to the appointment of the commissioner. Item number 8A, announcement of commissioner's joint appointee to the Personnel Commission for a 3-year term. That would be my position.
Right. Gina and I had discussed this earlier and had come to the conclusion that we wanted to reappoint you if you were amenable to it. So in that case, I would like to make a motion that Maria Garner be reappointed as the commissioner's joint appointee to the Personnel Commission for a 3-year term.
I second that.
Been moved and, sorry, go ahead.
I'm so sorry, Maria. Go ahead.
Don't we have to do go ahead.
I was just going to add my little input on the side. In the short amount of time that Maria, I've been working with you, you are an incredible asset to our district. So I just want to thank you because you've been phenomenal. So we really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. So it's been moved and seconded for the announcement of Commissioner's joint appointee to the Personnel Commission for a 3-year term. And I will take the vote call. Gina,
Yes.
Anne,
Yes.
and can I vote on that?
Yeah.
Right.
Just don't vote
Vote
no.
myself in. So the vote carries 2-0. And then we need to set a public hearing date, correct, for
Yes.
October 19th.
Yeah.
So can I get a motion in a second to set the public hearing date for October 19th, 2021?
I make a motion to set the public hearing date for to appoint the position of commissioner for 3 years on October 19, 2021.
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded to set the public hearing date for the Commissioner's joint appointee to the Personnel Commission for a 3-year term on October 19th, 2021. I'll take the vote call. Anne
Yes.
and Gina,
Yes.
so the vote carries 2-0. Okay, report from the director.
All right, well, hello, ladies. Thank you for your support. The personnel department continues to be very busy with hiring. And the one big thing on our plate that we have just recently concluded is the benefits open enrollment. When I say concluded, it's the setup on the back end. So as you know, we're also the benefits department of our district. And so we are, open enrollment is slated to start, it started Monday. So sorry, Monday. And so while we were busy hiring, we're setting up open enrollment, and it's just, we have just been inundated with, I don't know, Dr. K, you want to add to that? Just busy with a lot of personnel tasks and duties. Also, with the hiring, I wanted to give our personnel technician a chance to give us the hiring report because you have to be ready for this. You can tell based on our personal order how busy we are.
Yes.
And so with that said, Isaac, you want to give a report on that?
Yes, so bear with me because there are a lot of things to go over. But I'll be breaking them up into sections. So starting with the positions that will be flying soon. Starting with office assistant 2 at Emperor, that needs to be flown as a transfer position in-house. And then we have several positions which we already did fly as transfers, but there were no eligible candidates. So we will be flying on EdJoin as promotional. And those include site office manager at Longden, 100% FTE, noon duty aide at Emperor with 30% FTE, community liaison at Emperor with 67.75% FTE, and a paraprofessional PE floater position with 65% FTE. We also have 2 extra duty opportunities that will be flown for the after school ELP program, one of them for a noon duty aide, the other for paraprofessional childcare 1. And that's to assist with low staffing. The next section will be that which is currently flying either on EdJoin or as a transfer. So we have several positions which will be flying until filled. That includes several substitute positions, such as the paraprofessional childcare 1, custodial substitute, cafeteria assistant 1. Other positions that are flying until filled are paraprofessional childcare 1. There are 2 vacancies that still need to be filled for that. The Brailleist at Temple City High School, 73.75% FTE, that is flying until filled. And also an LVN pool will be flying until filled for the special education department. We have a vacancy in another vacancy in the ELP for child care instructor 2, and that is currently being offered to current employees in that job description. And if that is passed up, then that will be flying on EdJoin shortly as well. And then in the special education department, we have another pool of behavior intervention aid, which will be flying until, tentatively, or originally it was set to close this Friday, but we will be opening it until filled because there are several positions with that. Moving on to the positions which have the flying has been closed, so we are currently screening them. That is going to include a paraprofessional one-on-one aide position at Longden that was flying as a transfer. So we are currently screening the in-house applicants for that. And then another paraprofessional position at Emperor, also flown as a transfer, which we are screening in-house applicants. And then there is, as far as those positions that are in the testing phase, that's going to be the grounds maintenance worker, 100% FTE. There are a couple of in-house applicants who applied as a promotional, and we will be testing tomorrow, or we will be beginning the testing process tomorrow. For the interview phases.
Breathe.
Yes. For the interview, this week we have LVN interviews for Longden scheduled tomorrow, and there are 2 candidates for that. We also have a paraprofessional position that's interviewing on Thursday. There are 8 candidates and several vacancies for that. And then on the last step, which is the hiring, we have several positions which have gone through all those steps. So now we're just in the process of hiring those candidates. We have one for the noon duty aide, which is at Longden. Another, well, actually we have 2 for paraprofessional childcare, 1 for the after school program. And then we have a paraprofessional PE at Longden. And that, at least for now, is the updates of the classified desk.
Thank you, Isaac. So pretty much we're short-staffed in many, many areas.
Well,
Yes.
one thing that's very challenging this year is like our sub pool. Or, it's just very challenging across all departments and other districts as well. And so we are trying to hire subs, but we are not getting applicants for subs. And so if we have, a regular employee out for various reasons, then we could not get any substitute to cover for assignment. That's a problem. And I know in the past, Gina's asked about our certificated sub pool, and we used to have not problems with certificated sub pool, but that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that. Mhm.
Yeah, it's
And I can kind of add an extra layer on two things on this. Number one, this is it's a statewide and nationwide problem, and it
Correct.
really is trickling down to the money that's going out from our nation for COVID and for unemployment. So the shortage is across the board, not just for education, it's across the board in just all job settings, because
Mhm.
people are choosing to stay home and receive more money than come to work.
Correct.
So I think once that starts to trickle down and those stop or they get less, we'll start to see the impact of that in a positive way. But right now, I could tell you across the board, districts are just drowning. It is so difficult to find people. And we've gone above and beyond to get really creative on these. So besides the hard work of recruitment and what we do to hire these positions, we've now created flyers and different PowerPoint presentations to go out to colleges, to recruit with different career areas. We're trying to up different perks and do different things so that we can bring them in. But it's become difficult because every district's trying something else.
Mhm.
We're also working with outside agencies to see if we can hire people on, even if it means we're paying double the price that we usually would.
Wow.
We're using our ESSER funds to do that because we need bodies. So,
Mhm.
so that's kind of the situation, I think, across the board. A lot of districts are in where we're shorthanded, and it's more so classified. It's heavier on the classified side. Because that's more reflective of the amount of money that's coming in versus certificated positions. So you're seeing this gap at the sub level and more at classified positions.
Right.
I have a question.
I believe.
Sorry,
Temple,
Gina.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Temple City is very competitive with their daily substitute rate.
Yeah.
I've noticed. So if anybody gets, you should have most of the people that are substitutes. And what are the requirements? I know they've been lowered for subbing because you're hoping to get, what are the requirements for subbing?
Are we talking about certificated?
Oh, I'm sorry, certificated, yes.
It's still the same. CTC will require a minimum substitute teaching permit or any credential. Now, one thing that's about to pass, and I forgot the number, but it's AB something, and we're waiting. It usually, substitute teaching permit will authorize the holder to be in a classroom for 30 days only. But I think with this new AB that we're waiting for the governor to pass, it will lengthen from 30 days to 60 days. So that will help out because
That's great.
yeah. And I know we've opened up, like just Dr. K and I maybe upping our sub rate, possibly.
Wow.
But like what you said, Gina, we are very competitive out there. So we've never had problems with subs before.
Mhm.
Okay.
But now it's a different situation. And another thing that I've been trying to be creative here is looking at transcripts of our current employees, maybe not certificated, and see if they qualify for a substitute teaching permit.
Right.
So there's just so many pieces and layers to that, but we are all desperate. We have a shortage of subs, and having the virtual academy, some of our regular teachers are moving to virtual academy, and so then we need subs. It's just
Yes.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
It's just ridiculous. I know.
So my question was for the site office manager at Longden. Is that to replace Irene Perez? Who
Correct.
promoted, right?
that is
And then do we not have a Braille list already, which is Sue Lim at Longden?
We did.
So we need 3 of them. We
Okay.
need 1 at each site. And this is a position, I mean, I can tell you as a SPED director, it's always been so difficult to fill.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is extremely, even through our non-public agencies, it's very, very difficult to get someone in there. So 1 per site, because we have VI students across the board at Longden, Oak, and the high school. So the ideal is to have 1 per per site. However, we've just found ways to team up and make it happen.
Mhm. That's great. And that's all for me. Thank you so much, all of you,
Yes, thank
Isaac,
you.
for that report.
You're welcome.
Okay, ladies, item number 10, any matters from the commission?
Mhm.
Not that I can think of.
Right. No, I'm good. I think I've asked my questions.
I just want to make a comment and thank Dr. Kataroyan for her phenomenal work. I want to thank Juris, Lily, Lucy, Isaac. You guys have made reopening. I know the summer was just too much.
Brutal.
And I want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, all the hard work that you guys are doing.
For sure.
I can't even imagine, the headaches and the just everything. So thank you very much for all that you guys do.
Yes, thank you.
Our
Fran.
district has done a phenomenal job, really.
Wonderful to hear.
Families and students, very happy. I know there's always going to be those few, right?
Right.
Never can make everybody happy, but for the most part, it's gone so smoothly, really. Yep. So thank you.
Thank you. We thank you, commissioners, for your continued support. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
You can count on me if you need anything. I'm serious.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're so proud of all of you and
Yes.
proud to be associated with this. This is
Yes.
yeah.
We're proud to be a part of this district. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, and once your children are completely done and graduated, I know you have one, Maria, but Temple City will always be very dear to me because you're in my heart all the time. And I'm very proud of it and will always be.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you so much.
And Maria, if I can just add one more quick thing. This actually just got passed the day ago by Governor Newsom, AB 361, regarding the Brown Act and the meetings that we're having. There was a deadline to this, but it just got extended. So Dr. Fricker actually just sent an email today that I will forward to the three of you so you have, stating that we're going to continue on with virtual meetings.
Okay.
Until further notice, but for the safety and protection of our staff and all of our members, we're going to continue virtual. And now with Governor Newsom's new release on the AB 361, I think many districts are going to continue that route as well.
Yeah, I think these virtual meetings work extremely well when you have such a small group.
Yeah.
It's difficult with a large group, but
Right.
with a small group like this, I think it works very, very well.
I
Right.
agree. Definitely. Okay. And is there a need to go into closed session?
No.
No, correct?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So can I get a motion to adjourn in a second?
I move we adjourn at 4:31.
Second?
And that's a yes vote from both of you?
Yes.
And
Yes.
a yes vote from me, so that passes 3-0. Thank you.
Thank you for all the
Thank you.
information, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We
Thank you.
appreciate
Have a
it.
great evening.
Thank
Yes,
you.
everybody have a great evening.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, thank you.